A new season for new art, new creativity, new laughs, new stories, and of course, the Media Prince. I welcome you. Conversations with the Media Prince.
Nike Boy.
Hey, how's it going? You're here with your boy, the Media Prince, for another episode of Conversations with the Media Prince, where we get to tell dynamic stories from dynamic people. Like this guy right here, renowned DJ, serial entrepreneur, business owner, music cultivator, music pusher. What doesn't he do? Member of Joy Club DC, the owner of WEG Studios, the one, the only, Malcolm Xavier Whitfield. Malcolm Xavier Whitfield. You hear? This is, you gotta say it. At this point, you gotta say the whole name.
Yeah, because it's Whitfield Studios, so you gotta bring it all together.
Hey. So, first of all, I just want to salute you for what you're doing here and creating the infrastructure for today's genre of entertainment. That's a huge stepping field to get into. How has that process been first?
Well, first let me say thank you to you, because you've like supported since like day one. Before we was in here, when I was just talking about it, you was like, yo, this shit gonna work. So thank you. We here, now we filming. Stepping into it has been a transition. Obviously I had to step out of DJing and step into this. I had to basically put all my plan B's to the side and say, you know what, go all in on this plan A, and now I'm seeing it work come to fruition. So it's been a beautiful thing since.
Okay. So we're here at the lovely location that has been the house to so many events happening here. I mean, I'm talking about movie premieres, sessions, YouTube, you name it, concerts, the list goes on. So we're going to be walking around the studios and just getting a vibe of it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to dive more into your story.
Let's do it.
So let's go on, shall we? So we just left this soundstage where, you know, there's an epic event happening, which the viewers just saw. Where were we leaving there? Where are we headed to now?
So we're headed to the soundstage, which was the actual soundstage where Bobby Jones' Gospel, BET Walk of Fame was shot, and a lot of most of the famous people that have touched this campus came in that building, performed, sat, did something in there. So over here is a new space we actually just invented. It was actually just an old warehouse space that we knocked down some walls and turned it into something.
And now it's been housed to some epic events.
Exactly.
So let's head to the main soundstage. So we have made it to your screening room here.
Yes.
So now I can really dive more into your artistry. So take us all the way back. When did you know you even had an eye for entertainment?
I know I had an eye for entertainment. Damn. Which part of entertainment?
Let's go to the music realm of it.
Oh, the music realm. I mean, I've always loved music. I remember, writing my first song when I was like 5-6 years old.
That songwriters to us type.
And at that point, it was, you know, just humming words, not knowing what you was doing, and then realizing, like, after a while, you done hum so many words, now you got a song. Like,
Exactly.
That's how far back that goes.
Wow. So, and then, of course, a lot of the people come to love you from DJing. What was that very experience? How did, you fall into that profession?
DJing, for me, started technically by accident when I was in college. I was throwing a party, and I had these two DJs that I thought were super dope, Suhan and Feel Real, and they're still super dope. Suhan, apparently, I just saw somebody wearing his t-shirt, the other day, so he's popping. but they came in and the audience wasn't feeling what they were doing, so they put Serato on my laptop and was like, you got the songs that the people want, so just go up there and do it. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I just came there to throw the party and kind of put things together, but we had so many people there that it was kind of like, we can't let this crowd down. From there, went on, did college radio, still threw parties throughout college. Didn't take it seriously until technically years later, probably when I was like 25, 26. This is after me being an engineer, after me being a producer, after me being a rapper. And it was just like, okay, let me try to do this thing in order to get my foot in and get my name out there to do this other thing. Because all the things I was trying to do were all behind the scenes work.
Right.
But now, DJing forced me to step outside my comfort zone to get my name out there, and now people know.
When would you say, what moment did you realize, oh shit, I'm doing this?
I still haven't.
This humbleness. What do you think is the key to keeping you so humble when so much success is happening for you?
I gotta say probably my mom. She was one of those type people that it wasn't like, not to say she wasn't gonna help, but she was like, let's see how bad you really want this. You know what I'm saying? Because to her it was, your only job is to go to school, get a job, and get up out my house, right? And so I did that. And once I did that, I still went ahead and was like, you know what, I got the job, I got the 9 to 5, I got my own place, this, that, and the third. But I still have this passion that I still ain't gone for. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I led into really getting all the way into entertainment and really stepping 2 feet in.
I like that. What is that experience like, stepping into your passion? Because there's so many of us, unfortunately, that don't even get to step into our passion. Do you remember what that feeling was like?
I got so many passions, bro, that I've never known. For me, it's hard to know when I'm stepping in it and when I'm stepping out of it. Because before it was music, it was basketball. You know what I'm saying? I was an athlete for years. You know what I'm saying? Before it was that, you know, I used to write, try to be like my father. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a writer, so trying to do that and trying to follow in his footsteps. You know what I'm saying? So when I was 16, I was shooting and filming documentaries on my own high school. The whole high school actually broadcasted it. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that was just stuff that I did and picked up because I just had an interest in kind of learning, okay, how does this work? And me fully immersing myself in how something works was kind of how I drove a passion for it. Because it's not necessarily a passion for DJing or a passion for rapping or a passion for basketball. It's a passion for the art of it. You know?
I like that.
And once you have a passion for the art, you know, well, how do you define art?
A beautiful story.
That's a good definition. That's a really good definition. The definition I was taught is art is the right making of the thing to be made. So at the end of the day, whatever the art is, or if it's the art of making chairs, if it's the art of interviewing, it's the art of filmmaking, capturing, there's an art to that. And once you study that and you study and understand that nothing is as simple or easy as it looks, there's always a bigger backstory to how you get there. And there's always a process to how you get there.
And I think you just hit something on the nail too for a lot of viewers that are watching. Because to some people could just see you as a master of all trades versus getting deeper into it and actually saying, no, it's just he's a student of the art. And art is limitless. It can take you in so many different realms, but it's seeing you be the student of it is why you're able to become a master at a lot of the things, because you really dive into that. Where do you think those fundamentals came from for you, that you just like, you know what, I'm going all in with this. I'm going, whatever route I go to, I'm going all in.
Like I said, you know, having the foundation from my parents where it was just like, look, we ain't gonna give you everything, we're just gonna put you in position. You know what I'm saying? Even with this studio, you know, my father didn't get to see it all the way through, but he did everything he could to put me in position and trusted that, you know what, even if in his health he had to know, he wasn't gonna make it all the way through. But he at least left his fiance Maria in position to kind of say, you know what, y'all are intelligent and smart enough and wise enough to know how to pull this together and pull it off. And you can see with everything we doing, we making it happen.
And then in hindsight, he is seeing it all get put together because you are doing it. And something that's like really astonishing about you, and I'm just really big on just like studying people, like really, I like to see you in your element. And so, especially to this entity now, it's so much happening here, so much going on. There's a calmness about you I always relate it to like God gives certain people just their magic, and you just don't even try to wonder what it is, just admire it and realize that's their gift. There's like such a calmness and understanding that I see from you of just knowing everything is supposed to go how it's supposed to go, and let's just get to work. And that's something that I don't see a lot. I usually see, panic, turmoil, disheveledness, but with you, I'm seeing what it's like to just be calm and get to it.
Don't get it twisted. I definitely go through it on my own personal, side, but I keep a lot of that to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't always want to put on the world my bothers. I leave that to my friend group. I leave that to the people within my circle. I'll be honest with them. They see me break down. Or I'll leave that to my therapist. They'll see me break down. You know what I'm saying? But it's a time and a place, because when you come out here and it's time to work, it's time to work.
It's time to work. I want to relate that to what you just said about how you keep a circle, right? I look at this entity, though it's so massive, it's like a circle. It's still exclusivity here. Like there's an event here we clearly just saw that all the who's are here, but not everyone's here. But the people that are supposed to. Was that something you wanted to create about the experience here? It just makes you feel even more honored to even be here.
We open to the public. So at the end of the day, for any of the events that we've done, we've not done any events I can think of that have been like, you can't come and you can't come and you can't come. People pick and choose the things that they want. We've had everything from South African house DJs to EDM to now we got a Frida Kahlo exhibit. You know what I'm saying? We had Bridgerton here.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We've had in 1 year almost everything. You know what I'm saying? Outside, I think we haven't had like a heavy metal or rock band. You know what I'm saying? Which I wouldn't be opposed to that either. But people,
you might have just spoken into existence.
Hey, look, you know what I'm saying? Metallica, if you want to come perform, I'm with it. Cool.
You ever get on
You know what
it?
I'm saying? Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl's from DC.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Legendary drummer,
Legendary.
and frontman. So all those type of things, it's like I'm completely open to it. At the end of the day, black people ain't monolithic. DMV is not monolithic. We're not just one thing. So when I look at it, is that like there's not the exclusivity in terms of like we trying to keep people out.
Right.
No, if you want to come, pull up, show us that you support the same way you say that you support. And that's what this big thing is in the DMV. And we talk about infrastructure. A lot of it is we got the buildings. We always had the buildings. We always had BET. We always had Radio 1. But it's what are we doing within our own community to support one another? You know what I'm saying? A lot of it comes from historically go-go is a competitive music form that's based on call and response and is based on, all right, who can get the crowd to get liver? You know what I'm saying? End of the day, the crowd just want a big show. They don't care that those bands was actually beefing and actually trying to prove, you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes, like, we're going to fight over who's really the best band. The crowd just want a show.
Right.
But we have to take that level of competition and just make it to the point where it's just like, look, we can all get money. We ain't got to take it out like that, though.
Got you. Makes perfect sense. What is the Malcolm today that is in the realm of what the success is here now say to the Malcolm that was walking the facilities of we may be getting this spot?
Keep going and believe in yourself, my nigga.
Mm.
That's it. I mean, cause it still ain't really hit me that we doing what we doing at this level, and I think because it's one of those things that just it takes work. It's not like you don't really get to bask in it and sit back and say, "Oh yeah, I did it." You realize that every day you got to put something towards this shit. Every day you got to put some hours towards it. You know what I'm saying? Whether you sending an email, whether you picking up trash, whether you know what I'm saying, writing a script.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be all utility with this.
I like that. With each new facet that you learn about yourself, well, that you gain it with yourself, and each new realm of entertainment you get to step in, what are you learning about yourself?
Shit. Everything. Everything I need to know. And a lot of stuff that I am learning is that, like you said, I've had to recall. We were talking about this before. There's a lot of things I've had to recall. I forgot I was doing that. Like, I forgot I did the morning announcements in high school till recently. And just like understanding, like, oh no, that same class is the same class in which I learned how to do all this film and TV stuff. I retook a film and TV class just so I could prepare myself to be in this building during the pandemic over at UCLA. Cause I was like, I don't know nothing about film. And it's like, bro, I did that in high school. I went to college, studied it again, and I studied it again just cause I'm a serial student.
Mm-hmm. It kind of also makes you think of the bigger picture too. That you were meant to be this, whether you liked it or not. It was going to happen. You just learned that you have the instill to make sure it goes exactly how it is supposed to. That's something that's really admirable about you. So, take us to one of your most beloved experiences as a DJ.
That's like picking favorite kid, and I don't have no kids, so damn, most beloved experience, probably this one specific party, which was Trelectro had a party over at Flash. I can't remember the name of the party now to save my life, but that party, it was their 1 year anniversary of that party there. And I think that was the party that pushed me over the edge in terms of people realizing and recognizing, like, oh, he's actually a dope DJ. Mm-hmm. And we need to get up out his way because he's not playing around.
You're not, man. And the feat you've been able to hit is very commendable here. DJs will kill to, like, even have half the experience you have.
They're going to have to.
Hey. So, when you hear the word strength, what does that mean to you?
Resilience, the ability to put the needs of others before your own, because that's really what strength in my life has had to be, is understanding that in the times in which I felt like shit, I'm weak, or the times that I felt like I'm failing or I'm falling, I realized like how many other people I was helping at the same time, and probably carrying their burdens and my burdens at the same time. So to me, strength is really just like being able to carry not just yourself but carry others as well.
What are you finding out about your strength?
I got a lot of it. I got more than I thought I had.
What do you say to someone that is battling finding that strength?
Take your time. Take everything a day at a time. And that's the one thing that has helped me succeed in all that shit, is like every day you're given some tasks or tests, big and small, and you gotta just work through each one of them piece by piece, second by second, minute by minute. You know, the moment that you try to do it all and boil the ocean, obviously you're gonna fail at that. But if you take and like list out every little thing that you gotta do for the day, list out every little thing you gotta do for the week, take it a step back, things you gotta do for the month, and if you're really organized, it's not as fun. It sounds boring, but if you do it that way, it's very hard to fail.
I like that. I like that.
It's an example. I'll tell you this, because here's another thing people didn't realize I did. Remember Up Against the Wall?
Yes.
You know, I used to intern as a fashion buyer for Up Against the Wall.
Really?
Even greater than that, I used to pick the music for Up Against the Wall.
Damn.
So I've done a lot of shit. So when I was fashion buyer Up Against the Wall, shout out to Ruth, one of the things that she taught me instantly was like, people don't really know fashion the way they think they know fashion. Like, they come in the store and they literally buy the outfits the same way that we kind of laid them out. And you kind of make it easy. You don't make excuses for people. So it's the same kind of idea with your life. Why not organize it in the same way? You can't mess up if you wrote it down and you gave yourself the plan.
Wow. That's major. And a good thing about everything that you do, there's a strong sense of community. How important was that to, every avenue you take it, you involve the community, like you really make it an atmosphere of.
That's it takes a village. Like that's just old, like our ancestors. Like we believed in that. At some point in time, we got away from it, but that's the reality of it. Like, that's where we come from, whether we realize it or not. Like, my family's from the South, so I've seen that. I know what it's like. Oh, so-and-so can't, look after, this kid. So can auntie, can you take care of this? Grandma, can you take care of this? I gotta go to this job. Can you take care of this? To watch my kids. Can you, like, all that type of stuff. You understand how that raises people up, and it really socializes people up the way they need to be, whether it's the most proper thing or not the most proper thing. But that sense of community is super important.
You spoke on our ancestors, and of course, we're Black, African American men.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier, that you'll go to therapy, to dive in on yourself. That's, I think now it's becoming more comfortable to do therapy, but of course, we still got those family members that it's just like taboo.
Right. My own father. I'm like, no, dead ass, and before my father passed, I tried to get him to go to therapy with him for the longest. I finally got him to go, and then he got in therapy, so she would not talk to the therapist. It was the funniest, saddest but funniest thing. He was like, therapist was like, so why are you guys here today? He literally just sat there, looked at the camera, wouldn't say shit. Because we're doing everything on Zoom. I'm like, wow. I get it. For you in this generation, that was a real taboo thing. But for me, my mom, complete flip side, who studied to be a clinical therapist, understands the benefits, understands how to kind of get your ideas out and how important that is to your mental health. Generationally, I think we're in a better place that Black men, especially, please, if you can get the help, go get it. You know what I'm saying? There are resources out there. You don't have to suffer in silence and suffer alone. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us are suffering.
Yeah.
And at minimum, talk to your homies. Homies, listen up, be able to pick up the phone, because there's some real shit that people going through and you have no idea.
You're absolutely right, and I hope y'all took notes of that. So let's flip it over. What is from your eyes, what are some DJ do's and don'ts?
Man, I wish I was still a DJ. I could tell you. I don't know. I mean, because now it's like, ain't no rules no more. You know what I'm saying? It's, if you want to be a DJ, you just put that in your IG bio and grab a controller, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? I think now, as long as you're keeping the crowd happy, that's the minimum requirement.
That's it, yeah. So that experience of creating vibes, because you're even doing it here, what is it that you look for, that you want to
push?
And just, you mean in terms of DJing or just
Everything.
everything?
Because even then, with DJs, you're creating the vibe of how you want the party to go. Here,
Right.
you're creating the vibe of the experience you want to be attracted here. How do you go about picking, and what do you like to push?
I'm really into pushing people in events and things that really want it. Now, with that being said, I give everybody the opportunity. And I learned that years ago. My homie that hired me for Up Against the Wall, JD, he literally was just like, you know what? He walked in, he saw what I was wearing, and he was just like, you want a job? I was like, I don't need it. I had applied to Up Against the Wall like a bunch of times. I didn't get in. And that was always the joke. Like, if you put an application, they're not going to accept it, like, unfortunately. But his mindset was kind of, look, I don't do interviews. I don't do any of that. It's show and prove, you know what I'm saying? So if you come in here and you do your job, you're going to keep it. And I'm kind of the same way when it comes to anything that I do, whether that's DJing, whether that's putting on events, whether that's, you know, people wanting to be an artist or a producer or engineer. If you want to do it, cool, I'll open the door for you and let you in. But now it's on you to kind of stay there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you really want it, you're going to do the work.
So, what is the world like now where you only had to be responsible for yourself in that realm? Now with this, you're feeding families now.
Yeah.
Is it pressure? Is it overwhelming? What is that experience?
It's definitely pressure, for sure, because you don't want this to fail, not for your own ego, but understanding like somebody's job is dependent upon you. Somebody's livelihood, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's bills are getting paid because you come to work.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So anytime somebody asks me what does it feel like to be the owner, it's just like, I ain't owner, I'm working just as much as y'all. Even if you see me here, you don't see me here, I'm always working on this shit. So it's a little bit different. It's not, and I wouldn't even say pressure, it's just responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Does it ever scare you to know that you're actually successful at it, despite all the pressure and all that it is?
You can't call something a success till you at the end. You know what I'm saying? That's like stopping at halftime and saying the score, you know, we up by 2 points. Yeah, we winning, but we still got a long way to go.
That's a new question I just think in my head. What is success to you?
I won't know till the end of life.
So I have a different definition of success, and you are the walking definition of it. And for me, success is getting through the day and getting things done. That's success for me. Failure to me is getting through the day and you ain't did shit. So when I say success, I know we have so many definitions, and like yourself, you look at that end. I look at it as you're in what you're already saying as the end, honestly, because the things that you want to happen are happening.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that's success.
I guess. I guess. I mean, it's still more levels to get to. You know what I'm saying?
And you'll get there. I have no doubt in you at all. And especially like even talking to you even more, you're on the cusp of something even greater than that's going to be. I'm just excited I got to speak to you before I got to make an appointment to.
You'll never have to make an appointment, bro. And I mean that. I, on the camera, she's never going to have to make an appointment. You can call me anytime, and we could, you know what I'm saying, anywhere. We good.
So speaking of appointments, though, how do people pitch when they want to have events and things here?
Typically just shoot us an email. Shoot me an email directly, malcolm@wegstudios.com. I'm probably going to have to get a new email now that everybody says that. But I do check that email. For any events that you got, just lay out what you want to do. And we work with everybody. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense.
Yeah. And I was just admiring the space we were in before we got here. And it's beautiful to see. First of all, I didn't know it was that much space in there.
Mm-hmm.
But it was beautiful just to see how these rooms can just transform. Mm-hmm. And it's like a oasis that you're just like, wow, like Dope. Like I've really got to see it. Like I've seen it as a. I've seen what a space could look like for a party. I've seen what a space could look like for an event. I've seen the space what it look like for a music session. So it really, it creates worlds here, and I think that's going to be a big notch for this. It's a world. You could create a world here, and we didn't have that
Right.
until now. And just talking to you, I always think about like those conversations, talking with you and Bird. Even when we were on Instagram Live,
Shout out to Bird.
Shout out to Bird. You were, going to work, and you just were talking like we were talking about the realm of infrastructure and creating that balance and that bridge between the entertainers, the content creators, the art realm of the DC area. So to see it come full circle, like it's happening, and you're creating that new avenue that people can get excited about. So I look at this space like how when we hear those stories of how our people were excited when BET was here and like stuff was happening, it feels like this is that time for us. Stuff is happening now. How often do you like to have events and things here?
Man, if we could do an event every day, I would. So that's why, when you keep asking about like the doors is open. You know what I'm saying? This is opportunity for us to understand infrastructure from a business aspect, but also from a networking aspect. An event like Record Pool Mixers from Nonchalant, it allows the community to come together and understand, okay, when we are doing this on a regular basis, this is how you build up the music scene. It's not something that's done from your house and in silos. It's something you got to touch people, you got to reach people, you got to be in person to have that. And I think COVID kind of messed a lot of that up. But now that we're coming back outside, we're having the opportunity to really rebuild those things here. So this is the campus that is allowing people to feel that excitement of like, oh, we see that it's possible. Because we haven't seen it's possible since years ago when you had U Street being kind of the lane where you had the open mic nights and you had the ciphers, you had the freestyles, you had all those things going on. Now U Street is like, it's the club, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to find an open mic night. So now you got to have a different lane and a different place to make those things happen. And even though this is a very big space and we do a ton of different things, we also do that.
I like that. So, we did talk about success and your end goal. If we could walk a day through how that day would look, that end goal for you, what's happening?
For me, the end goal for me is I'm on a farm and we are farming. We're in agriculture and I'm chilling. I'm tending the plants and like taking them to a farmer's market. Maybe we doing a farmer's market out here or something like that. We got food deserts in DC that shouldn't exist. This is it is the nation's capital. There should be nobody without food or without a grocery store. You know what I'm saying? But thinking about communities right here, Saratoga's right here, Brentwood's right here. Like that's what a day is of success to me, where I can come in and really something that I grew from the ground can be captured and enjoyed from the community.
And what does he say to himself once he reaches that point?
Keep going.
Keep going, never stop. Okay. So, before I let you go, I want to play my famous either or game with you.
Okay. There's no shots associated, so I can play this game.
So I'm going to give you 3 passes, okay? So I'm going to give you 2 hip-hop legends.
Okay.
The person you say stays. The person you don't say never existed, never made music.
Yikes.
All right? Tupac or Biggie?
You have to have both. One can't exist without the other.
All right, so he already started switching shit up, okay? Jay-Z or Nas?
I'm going to pick Jay-Z.
Okay, Jay-Z stays.
Which is weird because you can't have Jay-Z without Nas. There is no dead presidents without Nas. So at the end of the day, you can't. My second concert I ever went to was actually Jay-Z, I Declare War, when he brought out Nas. Second concert I went to. So to me, if that's my second concert, then technically by the science of how things exist, I got to keep both.
Okay. J. Cole or Eminem?
J. Cole has got to stay because I actually booked J. Cole. That was the first concert I ever put on, was J. Cole at the University of Maryland.
Hey. Kendrick Lamar or Drake?
Making it tough, man. Shit. I gotta go with Kendrick, man.
Okay. T.I. or Ludacris?
Urban Legend is one of my favorite albums.
Okay. 2 Chainz or Future?
I got a DJ for 2 Chainz, so I can't get rid of 2 Chainz.
Okay. Lil Wayne or Kanye West?
All right, no bullshit. This is a crazy story, right? So, I'm gonna pick Kanye. Kanye's my answer.
Okay.
Pusha T is like my favorite rapper of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, because I don't know Lil Wayne, my beef ain't his beef, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But I won a national championship playing basketball. And at that point, I had never listened to College Dropout. Because, you know, back in the day, AAU we used to pass CDs along to everybody, whatever the case may be. So this wasn't AAU. This is like high school. Won a national championship. Somebody passed me the Kanye CD. And I'll never forget it. I was like, what the fuck?
It's
like,
an experience that you just can never...
I was like, he's actually saying these things? So, Kanye.
Okay. Let's do one more for the...
And I never played basketball again after that.
Common or Andre 3000?
3 stacks.
3 stacks. Okay. Let's move on to the ladies. Nicki Minaj or Remy Ma?
It's not even both.
Okay. Little Kim or Trina?
Both.
Eve or Foxy Brown?
I gotta keep Eve.
Okay.
My father actually wrote for that TV show.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And what's crazy is we were, I feel like me and my shop at MLB were talking about how Eve had this show, but her name was not Eve on the show.
It's like Bill Cosby was not Bill Cosby. It was the Cosby Show. It was Heath Clutton.
You know what? It's a lot of people that just did this. Like, dang, I didn't even think about that. Wow. Okay. Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion?
I got a story for both, but I gotta go Cardi because I have a Cardi plat.
Hey, shout out to that. And a lot of people can't say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Doja Cat or Lotto?
Lotto.
Okay. One more for the ladies. Missy Elliott.
Missy.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The one, the only, Malcolm.
Who was the other option?
Left Eye.
Damn. All right, so I have to go Missy because the first time that I could say, like, saw sounds, I was roller skating. I can't remember what roller rink this was, but I Can't Stand the Rain came on. The room just, like, went slow motion. And I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Let's go there because I've had an experience like this, and not too many people get it when, especially when you say, "Do you see? Can you see it?" And they're like, "Bro, you have." What is that experience like,
bro?
When you see the
like,
sounds?
Bro, I don't know. I was like, couldn't have been more than 10 years old. So I didn't know. Like, I just thought it was just like, it was something out of a movie. Like, that's all I can explain.
Now that I'm getting older, I'm thinking those are the times where you can vividly see the frequencies and its facets.
Yeah, you know, there's a Kanye and Cudi. They have a song, it's actually a whole album called "Kids See Ghosts," and it's just like that's not like it's a statement, but it's like a real thing at the same time.
How do you feel that they would never do music together again?
I hope they work it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was the one, the only Malcolm Xavier Whitfield.
Yes. Whitfield Studios.
Whitfield Studios. We're here in your screening room. We're here at the place that is going to foster and great events, great shows, and foster up great talent. I like to leave off with something that they can walk away with. What's one motto you live by?
Trust God.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Conversations with the Media Prince, shot by MOB.